Now, I did mention I've got the Redcatz in the room. They're all sitting here and we've just been having a chin wag, and we're going to have a chin wag with you as well, because you're thinking to yourself, well, I know who the Redcatz are. They're absolutely brilliant. Is there anything that I need to know that they can tell me? So there you go. There's a question. When did the Redcatz form?
Well, roughly about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. Dennis put
Yes, actually at the beginning of 2020 in January, just before the lockdown here actually. So we got one rehearsal in and then we was locked down.
Oh dear, that's probably the worst time you could ever imagine to form a band in history.
Pretty much.
But still around.
Well, yeah, we lined up a few gigs, and as soon as the lockdown was partially lifted and we could have gigs outside, we got straight to it.
And it does sound like you're playing literally every week, once or twice sometimes.
Almost, yeah. Yeah, sometimes 3-4 times. Well, we got a break next week.
Ah, there you go. You see, so we'll tell you where the Redcatz are playing. Not next week, obviously, because it's not happening anywhere next week. But everybody needs a rest, and if you're somebody like me, you need more rest than most. There we go. But what I'm going to do for you now is we're going to speak to the Redcatz later, but we're going to play the opening track of their brand new CD. And what's the name of the CD, Cole?
It's Yell for More, Martin.
Yell for More. This is the opening track. It comes, I think this one was a hit back in 1952, so it is a really, really old song, and it's a great little rendition. This is the Redcatz with Rock the Joint. Now it's time for the reveal of the lyrics round, and just checking that no latecomers have come in to claim 2 points or 1 point, or no points actually if they got it wrong, but nobody has. So here we go then. The lyric itself was, I'm going to be standing on the corner of 12th Street and Vine. And on the leaderboard, I can tell you that we do have Red Cat Mark, we have Jenny Riddington, we have Michael Peck, we have Michael Howell, and we have Gail Foley. Good afternoon, Gail.
Save old faces.
There you go.
Off
there you go.
The CD's on its way.
That's right, yeah. There you go. I think we ought to put a Redcatz CD up for the winner of this afternoon's quiz. What do you guys reckon to that? You okay with that?
Yeah, you'll pay for it now.
There's no prize this afternoon.
Only if Gail wins, because she's already got one.
Oh, yeah. Gail can put it back in there if she's got one. So you're all on 2 points, and a very big well done to you all. And Jamie and Nicola are listening, so big hello to you guys. I hope you're well. And here is Kansas City, which is a song the lyric was from. There we go. That was Wilbert Harrison and Kansas City. I nearly forgot what it was called there for a second. Now, we do have the Redcatz in the room this afternoon.
Yay.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about the Redcatz CD, because I'm going to play another track from it just after a little bit of a chinwag. So, chaps, the CD, how did you come to get those 10 songs on there that you have? What was the process of elimination to get those 10 on the CD?
Well, we had a very serious band meeting where we all sat round and democratically voted which songs we'd like to see go on there, which ones, and then in the end we just picked the best ones.
But I did actually hear, Colin, that your 10 nominations were all for different versions of You Don't Love Me that you sing. Is that right?
Yeah, everyone I've ever sung at the Rockabilly Rave outside.
Yeah. What was the CD going to be called if it had come out like that? What was your idea for that one?
I think it was You Don't Love Me by Colin Brown.
I've got to be honest, that is a very catchy title. So should we listen? Should we listen to what the album could have been called? One take of the 10 on the, well, it's called You Don't Love Me.
Still my favourite.
Still your favourite. Here we go. Here are the Redcatz with You Don't Love Me. There you go. That was the Redcatz who I have in the studio this afternoon. That one, You Don't Love Me. sung by Mr. Colin Brown, the legend. Now it is time to get a little bit more serious, because we did lose one of the great rock and rollers from the 1950s, one of the $1 Million Quartet, one of Sun Recording artists, big boys on the scene, Mr. The Killer, Jerry Lee Lewis. And yeah, if it sounds like I'm reading from a script, I'm really not. We did lose Jerry Lee Lewis. He was 87 years old. He was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in the week just before his death. And it's true to say, Cole, that one of the gigs when we were in Hustlers together we did was with his sister Linda Gale Lewis.
It was.
And it was a great gig, wasn't it? That was in Gillingham, I believe, that one. And so we're going to pay tribute now by playing several tracks that all of us remember Jerry Lee Lewis by. I'm going to start with one that I really got on with him. It's Wild One. Yeah, this is a section of the show in a tribute to the legendary Jerry Lee Lewis. And Dennis from the Redcatz, this next one is his choice, and he's got a great one here. This is Mean Woman Blues. That was Dennis Preston's tribute song to Jerry Lee Lewis. So, Dennis, can you tell us why you chose that particular song?
It's really good.
Well, it is. There we go. You heard it here first. That is a personality that is Dennis Preston.
It's just really got the essence, though, hasn't it? It's really got the essence of Jerry Lee in that music, I think.
Can you tell us any more about the song, Dennis?
I can tell you all sorts about the song. I can tell you that on the London Records release of Great Balls of Fire, which went out to most of the countries that weren't in the Americas, that was the B-side on it. And it was originally released by Elvis.
There we go. And where did you come by that information?
Wikipedia.
There we go. So, thank you, Dennis. And next up, we have got the Colin's choice, but I'm not quite sure he's in the. This is supposed to be a Jerry Lee Lewis tribute, lads. I mean, there's no need for laughing on the studio. Just it's disgusting, isn't it? So, Colin, what have you chosen?
Whole lot of
Michael
shaking.
Jackson.
I've chosen a whole lot of shaking, Martin.
And why have you chosen that one in tribute to Jerry Lee?
It's a great tune, but from a drummer's point of view, no, I really enjoy playing it. It's just the way the songs, you can play around with the song and everything, and I like it. It's good.
Excellent. Well, let's listen. This is Colin's choice. Whole lot of shaking going on. The Killer. There we go. That was Whole Lot of Shaking Going On from Jerry Lee Lewis, and that was Colin Brown's choice. Now that leaves Mark Hardwick, and he's actually got a choice for his tribute to Jerry Lee Lewis. Mark, tell us what this one is.
Okay, this is a song that I've chosen myself. I dedicate it to Jerry Lee Lewis himself for all the fun and joy that he gave to people. And in his final days, I think it would be relevant. And the song's called The Old Rugged Cross.
The Old Rugged Cross in memory of Jerry Lee Lewis, who we lost just a few days ago. Now, that leads us in to the country crossover. And for those of you who know what this is, it's a crossover which is a country one.
Rocking Riddo's country crossover.
Well, I'm a little bit country.
I'm a little bit rock and roll.
I'm a little bit country.
Is it country music?
I'm a little bit rock and roll.
Is it rock and
Well, I'm a
roll?
little bit country.
Does it really matter?
Rock and roll. I'm a little bit country.
Okay, so what I've actually chosen this week as the country crossover comes from a chap that, if you're into country music in the 90s, 2000s, you'll be very familiar with him. His name is Travis Tritt, and this, and that's not rhyming slang, by the way, Travis Tritt. And this one is called Still in Love with You. Tequila. There we go. That was a touch by Jack Rabbit Slim. And now it is back over to the Redcatz, who are here in my studio, or crowded spare bedroom is probably the better description for it. So, guys, we've played a couple of your tracks so far and showcasing all the vocals, starting with the song that you, Dennis, were the lead vocalist on, and then one from you, Colin. Now it's over to Mark. Mark, how many bands have you actually played this song in? Because I know that the bands I've been in, it's always been a perennial favourite. So,
yeah, I've probably in about 4 bands, I think, this particular song.
And what does it mean to you?
I love the track. It's got some drive on it.
Are you a big Johnny Cash fan?
Yes. They're one of my favourites. Johnny Cash, the man in black.
He did some wonderful stuff. And this is Mark on the vocals for this next tune, which is the Redcatz version of Johnny Cash's Folsom Prison Blues. There we go, Folsom Prison Blues, courtesy of the Redcatz. Now we are halfway through the show, and I think it's about time now to give you the second of the competition games. This one is Initially Speaking. Basically, what I'm going to do is spell out the initials of a well-known tune from the era, and you have to get in contact with me by any of the usual or unusual means to let me know what the answer is, what the actual song is from those initials, which are in order. 2 points for a first guess, 1 for a second, and basically this week we have 4 letters to the song, and the letters are T-O-M-P.
I know.
So Colin knows, but he's not allowed to say anything at the moment here. But I doubt he knows actually at the moment. It's a bit early, isn't it? So that is T for Terence, O for Ophelia, M for Maplin, and P for Pataks, who make a very, very fine jar of curry sauce. T-O-M-P. But what is the record? While you're thinking about that, you've got more than 3 songs on this one. It's only 5 o'clock. I'll let you go for about 15 minutes or so. Just have a little think. In the meantime, is Emmy Lou and the Rhythm Boys with Don't Say You Love Me. T-O-M-P, that is the Initially Speaking round, but what song is T-O-M-P? Well, I can tell you that we have got a couple of right answers in, so congratulations to Mr. Michael Howell, who's moved on to 4 points in the quiz and sits currently at the top of the leaderboard. But I can also tell you that within this confines of this room, another Red Cat nearly got the answer right, still didn't realise, and his mate, Cole, snatched it from him to get 2 points and go onto the leaderboard himself.
But can you tell us exactly what Dennis said? No.
I can't. No, I can't repeat what Dennis actually said because it's just...
It's against the law.
It's against the law. There we go. Right, next up we've got Hey Little Diddle. This is from Wild Records. It is TJ Mays. Now, it is time to kind of get in the groove with all things Halloweeny, seeing as it's at night tomorrow. And of course, the clocks, for those of you that did not put the clocks back this morning, then you probably think, why is he still on? He's been on for 2 hours and 10 minutes, but there we go. First, before we go into the band choice for the Halloween novelty records from our guest, the Redcatz, we are going to go to our sponsors now. So over to Bobby Boris Pickett. There you go, that was a word from our sponsors. Now, it's time for us all to delve into these novelty Halloween records, starting with Mr. Brown, who should be seated somewhere to my right. There he is. You've chosen what and why, and by whom?
I can't actually remember. I did pick 2, but I picked Nervous Norvus Transfusion. Whether it's a Halloween one, I'm not sure or not, but it works, and it's a load of fun. And I love the bit where he says, "Corpsuckles."
Well, I thought you might like the bit where he says, Put some juice on me, Bruce. This is Norvus Nervous. No, it's not. It's Nervous Norvus with Transfusion. College choice. Now, that is a novelty record and not so much horror. Well,
more road safety, I thought.
More road safety, you know. There we go. But that is a great track nonetheless. Now, we have got Dennis's choice, and I must admit it's a song that I'd never heard before. Well, tell them what it's all about, Dennis. Here we go.
It's about rock and roll, baby. It's more of a pastiche, really, because it was only released about 13 years ago. So it's not real, 50s rock and roll or nothing like that. But it's by a chap called Steve King, not the author. But I just like the track, Even if it wasn't a Halloween track, I'd jam to this.
So here we go. This is Steve King, not the Steve King, and a song called Satan Is Her Name. There you go. It sounds like that one is guaranteed to get your heart racing there. Satan Is Her Name from Steve King. Nothing to do with my favourite writer there either. But that one has got a great vintage feel to it. Love that track. Now it is over to Mark's choice. And ironically, I did play this one on Storm FM last Thursday because it takes me back to the old Teddy Boy days, the rock and roll clubs, when I used to stroll to this one. But how about you then, Mark? What made you choose this track?
I chose this one. There are no words in it, but the atmosphere in the song is pouring out of it. The song's called Night of the Werewolf by Lee Christopherson.
Let's have a listen. Lee Christopherson, Night of the Werewolf. Now, it is time, although we've been playing novelty records for the past 3 or 4 songs, it is time for this week's official novelty record of the week.
When you listen to the Rocking Riddo show, it might be a song that you just don't know. A little bit silly, a little bit mad, a little bit funny, a little bit sad. Something different for you and me. That's why it's called a novelty.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the novelty record with Rocking Riddo.
So, bearing in mind that it is the end of October and that it is Halloween tomorrow and everything's a little bit darker, basically, if you look back on the history, very interesting. Looks like it might have been started by the Irish at the end of the season when they all turned the clocks back, if indeed that's what they did. Go and check it out. I might be talking out of another orifice, but that is neither here nor there. A good story is a good story, isn't it? And this chap certainly created a fantastic story in '63 when he had a hit with it. You did hear him doing an advert of it just about 4 songs ago, but here it is in full. And if you've not checked him out, the footage on YouTube is brilliant. You've heard of Gurners. Well, Bobby Boris Pickett did the lot. Here is this week's novelty record of the week, The Monster Mash. Okay, the initially speaking round answer is going to be after this next song, but I am going to play another by the Redcatz. So, what can you tell us, lads, about this particular song?
It's on the album.
There you go. All you need to know, it is on the album. This is a Redcatz version of... That is the Redcatz with Shake, Rattle and Roll. And we'll be asking the guys later on in the show for where you can go to watch them play live. In the meantime, it is a great reveal now of part 2 of the quiz. I gave you, in the initially speaking round, 4 letters, T-O-M-P. And I can tell you that there were 4 of you that actually got that one right. So, from the bottom upwards, the leaderboard looks like this. On 2 points, we have Mark Hardwick, we have Colin Brown,
Hey!
Gail Foley, Tracy Marsden, and on 4 points, we have Jenny Riddington, Michael Peck, and Michael Howell. And that is all with the tenuous trio to come. But first, the great reveal. TOMP was Tears on My Pillow. Tears on My Pillow, I think Jason Donovan once had a hit with it, but I really don't want to mention that. Right, there we go. Now it leads us on to the last quiz of the afternoon, and this is called the Tenuous Trio. And basically, how it works, if you're unfamiliar, I'm going to play 3 songs back to back, and I will let you know plenty of times the name of the song and the artist. So it's always good to get a pen and paper to write these things down, because there is a link between them. But what is that tenuous link? That is a question. I'm not going to tell you, but I can say that if you do get it right on your first attempt, you will get 3 points, 2 for your second guess, 1 for your third guess. But, and it's a big but, a really big but, if you throw caution to the wind and try to get your answer in before anybody else, usually after 2 songs. There we go. If you do that, I will award you, if it's your first guess and you're the first off the line, an extra point. So you can get 4 points, which could come in useful if you want to win absolutely nothing, because the Redcatz said that I'd have to buy a CD in order to give to you, which is really nice, isn't it? Anyway, without further ado, here is the Tenuous Trio. Good luck, everybody.
When he plays 3 rocking songs in a row, find that link, no, don't be slow. It's a tenuous trio. Ooh, wow. It's a tenuous trio. Ooh, wow. Oh, Riddo is playing a tenuous trio today. And that tenuous trio today.
Now I can tell you that kicking off the Tenuous Trio is Old Black Maddie, and it's done by R.L. Burnside. Okay, there we go. That was Old Black Maddie by R.L. Burnside. And I can tell you that there has been a guess already within this room. But is it wrong or is it right? Well, I'm not revealing anything until the end of the show. So there you go. R.L. Burnside with Old Black Maddie. Second up, we have got coming up here Bill Brock with Pencil, Paper and a Broken Heart. There we go. That was Bill Brock with the easily forgettable Pencil, Paper and a Broken Heart. We did open the Tenuous Trio with Old Black Maddie. Somebody did ask, how is Maddie spelled? It's M-A-D-D-I-E. And that was by R.L. Burnside. R.L. are the initials, obviously. So they are the first 2 in the Tenuous Trio. Who's going to have a punt? Well, I know somebody already has, but I'm not revealing what's happened. To carry us on through to the last of the Tenuous Trio is Terry Phillips with Find a Horseshoe. There you go, we have another equally forgettable song there. That was Find a Horseshoe by Terry Phillips. Before that, it was Pencil, Paper and a Broken Heart by Bill Brock. And we kicked off with R.L. Burnside and Old Black Maddie. So there we go, that's the Tenuous Trio. Get your answers in. In the meantime is Mickey Lee Lane with the Senior Class. From 1964 there, Mickey Lee Lane and the Senior Class. Now, I do have the Redcatz in here with quizzical looks about their persons. But that's enough about that sort of thing, isn't it? We don't want to lower the tone of the show any more than the usual low standards. So, lads, without giving anything away, the Tenuous Trio, what do you reckon? Any ideas? I know that you
just told us not to give anything away.
Yeah, but you know, you could say
Yes,
we've got
it. We know
really
it.
good ideas.
Yes, yeah, we've got the answer.
Well, I'm glad you have, because I'm not getting many answers back from anybody else. So it'll be quite interesting, but we will see who is the champion of the quiz within this room, and also if they are the champions overall. I am going to play another track from the Yell for More album, the brand new album by the Redcatz. But first, I want to know, well, everybody wants to know, where are you playing and when can anybody catch you?
Locally, we are at Denton in 2 weeks' time on the Friday the something.
Yeah, Friday the something. We're going to be at the Denton Island Bowls Club. Woohoo! And if you want to know what that something is, it's Friday the 11th of November, baby.
Then Then we're off to Southend.
Southend in Essex.
And Miss Lee, Foxy Rock and Roll Club. And many, many, many more. Where else is on there? The Glass House in Ashford. Nutley Rock and Roll Club, that's fairly local. When is that one? That is the 18th of November. Bexhill United Football Club, 2nd of December. Neptune in Hove, the 9th.
Don't forget the album on the 26th of November.
No, don't forget the album. That's an acoustic set, I do believe.
It is, yeah, so you won't be there.
No, too noisy. And many, many more. You can check all these out on Facebook, on our Facebook page, should you want to find
And
it.
if you're not already following us on Facebook, then get onto our Facebook now and press the like button.
There you go. You heard it here first. I hope you've been frantically putting these dates in with your pen. Notice there was nothing about admission prices there. The Redcatz did say we don't want to scare them off.
No.
Okay.
And don't you think Dennis should be on the radio with that voice? Eh?
I am on the radio.
Oh yeah.
It's on the radio. It's on the radio now. In fact, I've just got a text through here from the governor of Radio Willingdon, whose name is Paul, and he says, "Sorry, fella, you are sacked." There we go.
Get them off the air now.
I've had a wonderful year and a half. I'm going to play another Redcatz tune for you from Yell for More. This is their version of Rockabilly Boogie. Woo! There you go, that was a Redcatz with Rockabilly Boogie. Now, keep your answers coming in. The great reveal is happening after this next song. Do you like Billy Ocean? I said, do you like Billy? No, nobody does actually, do they? But this is a better version than Billy Ocean's original. It is Tasteless with Love Really Hurts Without You. Lines are shut. The competition is closed. The great reveal is coming in. Now, as always, I will start with the bottom of the leaderboard and we will work our way up. So, ending the day on 2 points is Mark Hardwick, Tracy Marsden, Gail Foley, and Colin Brown, who guessed wrong. He threw his hat in the ring. Yeah.
I dropped my hat in the ring.
On 4 points, we have, finishing on 4 points, we have Jenny Riddington, Michael Peck, and Michael Howell, which means this week's winners are Jenny Riddington, Michael Peck, and Michael Howell, because nobody got the connection. I can never tell. Who can tell? So we started with Old Black Maddie by R.L. Burnside. And if I said Burnside is the link, then you might already get it. Detectives, Colin thinks he might be wrong there. Bill Brock, Pencil, Paper, and I can't see what the end of that is. But it was Pencil. So we got Burnside, we got Pencil, and then Find a Horseshoe by Terry Phillips. It was Horseshoe. So what is the connection?
It's obvious.
Between Pencil, Horseshoe, and Burnside? It was General Burnside that was responsible for sideburns. Pencil is a type of moustache, and horseshoe is also a type of moustache. So if you had said facial hair, you would have bagged yourself a cool 3 or even 4 points, but nobody did. And I suppose the women can be forgiven for coming up with that kind of answer, because not many of my female listeners have facial hair, and to the ones that do, well, what can you say? Bad luck. That's all. So there we go. It finishes as a draw, and nobody actually got it right. So a big thanks now to my guests this week, who are Dennis, Colin, and Mark, who make up the Redcatz. And we are going to end with a Redcatz track. If you get a chance, then tune in to my show on Storm FM called Rocking Up a Storm, 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. on Thursday. Plus you can listen to it again by the magic of I don't know, something else. But if you go on a page, you'll find it. Yeah, Mixcloud or something. There we go. That is magical, isn't it? Have a great week, everybody. I'm going to leave you with the Redcatz and That Don't Move Me. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.